Hello.
Welcome,
Hello, hello,
welcome,
hello.
welcome,
Hello.
Steelseries community chat. We see you guys popping off. We know a lot of you have been in here. We got a couple hundred of us right now. Hello, hello. I just want to say hi to so many people in here. Wait, room is an emote only? Why are we on
It
emote
was an
only?
accident,
No,
Coob.
come on. Oh my
I was
gosh.
trying to do
Okay,
slow mode. Okay,
this
there we
is off.
go.
We don't even need slow mode.
It's
We're
already
trying to get it
ruined.
hype. We don't even need slow mode right now. We're trying to get it hype, baby. It is week 3, 4. I think it's week 4, week 3 of our Glory Story campaign.
Week 4.
And week 4 of our Glory Story campaign. We started off with the Glory Story week. We started off next with the esports. Then it was mouse pads. And now we are into Mouse Week. It is already Thursday somehow. I'll be on. Coob wears glasses? Yes, I wear glasses. Come on. Yes, we are with the mouse guy. We'll get into intros shortly. A quick reminder, everyone. Steelseries has been around for 20 years. That's what this is all about. We're talking with some people from Steelseries internally. We talked with our CTO a few weeks ago. We have a very special guest today. But just so anyone who's in the chat who doesn't know, my name is John Coob. I am our Global Director of Social Media. I am joined by my lovely coworker, colleague, Khan. I will let her introduce herself.
Hey, everybody. I'm Khan. I'm the live streaming. I already messed it up. The stream is canceled.
Great. We'll start over. Start from scratch. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to Steelseries. This is Mouse Week. Jesus.
Hi, let's do it again. I'm Khan. I'm the live streaming and community manager. Happy to be here, and we are joined. Do I have to look to my? If I look to my right and Coob, you look up. Does that mean is this like the Brady Bunch? Right?
The Brady Bunch?
Yeah, we're like,
oh God,
this man.
There we go. Hey,
right here. This guy. Introduce yourself, sir. The lovely Brian Liu. Tell us about yourself.
Sure. Hey, I am Brian Liu. I am the mouse manager. So for the last couple of years, I've been working at Steelseries, making bomb-ass mice, and here we are, talking to you AMA.
Hell yeah. Before we get into questions and learn a little bit more about Brian and his history here and some thoughts about what's happening in the mouse industry as a whole and kind of gaming industry as a whole and get into some fun stuff, we got to roll one of the coolest pieces of creative that we've ever come out with, in my opinion. It is the Glory Story mouse innovation video. If we could cut to the screen where it, I don't whatever little fancy transition we have that goes into that video. I'm just consistently impressed. And Brian, after we roll this, I want your opinions of this video as far as the creative and the things that happened. But this was the video that we put out earlier this week. It's all about our innovation in the mouse space. Let's just roll it. Let's
roll
it. I'll stop talking.
Are we ready? Oh, wait, hold on. My mouse. Okay, hold on. There we go. And we go.
Imagine being a 90s gamer kid and these are your options. A mouse with one button. Your dad's mouse. Thanks for nothing, Dad. A mouse you got free in the mail. The only consistency you had was consistently missing shots. So at Steelseries, we got to work on improving the gaming mouse. Pixel perfect precision was finally in play. But aim isn't everything. You also need brain. We were the first to onboard an ARM chip, letting you tweak performance settings and save them to your mouse. Then we added a liftoff sensor for complete vertical control. True one-to-one tracking was born. Your hand equals your aim. If you suck, that's a problem we can't solve. If it's your mouse, that's one we can. Innovation is in our blood. Always has been, always will be. For glory.
Innovation's in our blood. Always has been, always will be. God.
Oh man, I love that video. I think the favorite part of me for like the creative side is like when they lift up the 650 and you see everyone bow down to it. Like every little single guy is so detailed. I like that a lot. Big part for me is like the sensei. Oh my god, that's like the favorite shape of mine. That's when I first started here. That's like the only thing I talked about.
Really?
That's, like my favorite mouse. Yeah.
Wait, that was something I wanted. Yeah, that was something I wanted to ask initially. Was when you started at Steelseries, like, were you aware of Steelseries' impact in the mouse space to begin with, or like, what were your first opinions of Steelseries even before you started working? Like, how did it even end up? Like, what happened? How did you even find out about Steelseries, and what were your first impressions? Like, did you know about the products that were already in the market? Like, I have no idea on your actual like background as far as when you actually got here.
Yeah, there's a lot of backstory behind that. I knew about Steelseries probably over 10 years ago, like 2009, 2008, maybe 2010, to QCK. pad, and it was like my go-to one. Everyone had it too. A little bit afterwards, like let's say like 2015, 16, I actually had my own startup to design gaming mice. And when I did that, I started looking at like other products, like and Steelseries just popped out at me like instantly. The reason for that is a Sensei. Like everyone had like Razer, Logitech, Zowie, but the perfect shape was a Sensei. And that's what gravitated towards me. Like, so I have like 40 mice, and every day I use them. But then every single day when I play games, that's the one I go to. And that's how I found out about Steelseries. And like I applied here. I applied. They didn't actually answer or respond back to me, and they said, "Hey, I found you on LinkedIn." And then a guy from he's like the head of product, software side now, but he was used to be a hardware side. He's like, "Wow, you really want this job, huh? Okay, let's give you an interview." And they interviewed me, and I basically went like full nerd on them. I even said like, "Hey, the mouse feet are 0.8 millimeters thick on the Sensei, but why is it only like 0.3 on like the other rival 110?" And they're like, I don't know. I guess we should hire you because you want to find out. So that's how it happened, and then came on board a little bit after that. But yeah, so I've been designing mice for like
Dang.
7 years. Yeah.
Jesus.
Already thinking of stuff before you're
Yeah,
even
that's
hired. That's amazing.
I feel like I heard you talk once or twice about the startup you had, but like what were some of the things you were thinking about at that a literal startup to make gaming mice? Like what problems were you trying to solve in the space that you thought you or whoever you were working with at that startup could?
Well, there's just like two main problems that we saw in the market that like no one really was doing. But some people are doing okay, but they weren't really like full throttle on it. And one was like design. Everyone had like the same shape like over and over again, and they're just kind of like copy
Right.
paste. And the cool thing about like when it came on to Steelseries is we have a whole bunch of shapes now, and we have a whole bunch of shapes coming out too. So we're catering to like different size hands, different grips, and different game styles. So that's really cool. The other part is like, I mean, you guys are doing phenomenally right now, so I can't really do much about it. But brand and like the social media impact on it, 3-4 years ago, everyone had like the same kind of persona on the market itself, like very professional, like, hey, we have cool stuff, buy us. But now we actually
Right.
have like an attitude and personality behind it. That's what I was trying to accomplish with like the startup before I came up over here too.
Got it.
Yeah.
Real quick before next question, we did have some gifted subs in chat, and I don't mean to interrupt the flow of Brian's conversation, but really important, and we care a lot about making sure that people know this in chat. Every cent that comes through our Twitch channel every single month goes to a different charity. This month, 100% of our stream revenue goes to the Thurgood Marshall College Fund. It's an organization dedicated to transforming the lives of students at historically Black colleges and universities. Shout out Black History Month, and shout out all of Steelseries' amazing Black creators and Black creators all across the gaming space. I'm super proud that that's the charity that we're giving to this month. But just so you know, every single cent that comes through this channel, and majority of that is through bits or sub donations, or excuse me, gifted subs or subscriptions to the channel. 100% of that every single month goes to a different charity. This month it's the Thurgood Marshall College Fund. One of the coolest things about working here is that we get to do stuff like that. In all honesty, so just so everyone knows, if you see any gifted subs in the chat or bits or anything like that, it does not go to Conrad, it does not go to Brian. He doesn't need any more money. Look at that monochrome apartment that he's in. So just know that 100% of what comes through this channel goes to a great cause every single month. Along the lines of
and the donation match. We got it.
Please talk about that. I forgot completely about that.
No, in honor of Black History Month, we are donation matching all of our stream revenue up to $5,000. So, like Coop said, any bits, any subs, all of the revenue, we are donation matching up to $5,000. So thank you, everybody. Becky Collins, thank you so much for the 10 bits. And AATLXS, thank you so much for the host. And we appreciate everybody. Someone said, I want to donate, but I don't have any money. That does not matter. We are always so happy that you're here in chat, and we love our community. Do not feel the need to do that. As long as you're hanging here with me, Coob, Brian, Lou, we're happy to have you.
Yeah, and just as a heads up for everyone asking questions in chat right now, we are taking note of all of the questions that are being asked, so keep asking them. And then when we get through some of these more default, in all honesty, some of them are kind of boring, but Brian's making them exciting questions. We get into the questions from chat and a little bit more maybe product-specific stuff. So please keep asking questions in chat. We are looking at them. If you can keep them to mouse specific or something about Brian, that's great. But also if you want to know like what I ate for breakfast this morning, that's fine too. Or like the brand of couch that Brian has, or why he's covering it up with a blanket. You can ask questions like that. So that's all good. Brian, what was the first thing you worked on at Steelseries as far as a mouse product goes, and what were your initial thoughts on it? And obviously, and be honest, like if you're like, oh, this like
Yeah.
didn't enjoy it, or were there things about it that you wanted to make better? Like, what was the story of that first product you actually worked on?
Cried every night because I was so sad. No, it was a pretty cool project. Like I told you about like the Sensei, right? Like how much I love it. The cool thing about it, my
Right.
first project here was a Sensei 10. So you know, it was on me to make like the next iteration of Sensei and what that actually means, and actually, you know, going and flying to China to the factory and saying this is the golden sample. This is what every Sensei 10 should be like when it comes off the line and is given to like a user. That was really important for me. For how much like literally half my interview was talking about the Sensei, and then for my first project to beat that was amazing.
They're like, dang, just let this guy have it, okay? Give this guy some Sensei.
He wants to fly to another country, just let him have it. But yeah,
honestly,
that's what happened. That's really cool.
We had a question in chat that relates to your intro. What did you study? Like, how did you?
Oh,
how did
like,
your education
question.
bring you here to Steelseries, and what is your background on that?
Yeah, it's not gonna make any sense. So my background is I studied philosophy and pre-law. I was supposed to go to law school. I decided not to go to law school. I flew over to Korea, told my mom in 2 weeks I'm out. Lived there for a year, taught English, came back, decided I don't want to go to law school anyways again, so I'll just go to a company and work there. Worked for like an ergonomic company, peripheral company. They realized, oh, he has some law degree. Let's let him work on the patents and like intellectual property and stuff like that. And then like I started researching patents and then the companies and then their products, and then it transitioned to me to become a product manager and actually saying like, oh, we should make this because this is their demographic, this is our demographic. We should make this, and by the way, we can protect it legally as well. And then it just kind of trickled from there to say, I like mice. I want to make mice, and here I am. So
I cannot imagine the phone call to your mom when I just imagine it dramatically as, hey mom, I know I've spent all this money and I'm just guessing here, you know, and you supported me through all these years of becoming a lawyer, and that was your dream for a son, and you know, I want to make you proud, so I'm gonna go work on gaming mice. So I hope that that's cool with you.
Jesus, never thought about that.
Well, yeah, why don't we get into the relationship between your mom and you? Actually, let's transition. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, and I know we are friends. Like chat, we're friends with Brian, obviously, and I hope that you see that my reaction was so genuine. Like, what? I had no idea that was.
I had no idea that Brian studied law.
Yeah. So I was supposed to be like suit and tie. It's like I like shorts. I'm gonna do this for a while, and it worked out. It worked out. Yeah.
Amazing.
No, love it. Another question, and I think it was inevitable that this would get brought up. The evolution of the weight of mice, and going from what mice were and the most popular mice as far as how much they weighed to where we're seeing that trend go now. Not 100%, but obviously in years past, lightweight mice have become more and more popular. People care more about weight. It's become proven through gameplay studies, opinions from pro players that, quote, the lighter the better. Would just love your general take on like when you started to notice that trend, or if you were always aware of it, and you know, the learnings, everything.
Yeah, I was kind of always aware of it, and kind of started like 3-4 years ago. One company is kind of like smaller company called Final Mouse. They kind of started trend up like the holy mice and stuff like that, honeycomb.
Right.
And they made the lighter mice, and then you see like other companies trickle in, like Glorious, us, Razer, and other like Extrafy coming in too. The interesting thing about like lightweight mice is everyone has a preference on their weight. And I think that's cool that you have a spectrum of heavy to lightweight mice to what you like. Exactly, the Aerox right there. But the side note I don't think a lot of people know about the lightweightness of the mouse itself is an introduction of aesthetic design to the product itself. Different aesthetic designs that you see in the mass market, and then you have these like cool guys on mouse reviews customizing their own mice with like, I saw one like a Pikachu design on it. I saw like a cosmic blue, and that's coming out from like this want and need of becoming more individualistic on the product itself. So overall, I think it's cool, but like it's bleeding over to other characteristics. I don't think people are like really aware of. Yeah.
Do you have a preference? What is your
Yeah.
personal preference of the mouse?
Like
Yeah, what's your
weight?
perfect weight for you as
Yeah.
Brian Liu? What is your perfect weight of a mouse for your own gameplay?
Like 80 grams right now. That's mine.
Oh, this sweet spot.
Really?
Yeah, 80 grams. I've tried lighter, I tried heavier, but 80 grams, like it sits solidly in your hand and then you can move it around evenly. Without like being unbalanced, I mean. But also like it doesn't feel like once you whip it across a room, you're still gonna hold on to it. It's not gonna like fly off because there's nowhere to hold on to it because it's too small and too light. Yeah.
Got it.
And what games do you play that you think 80 grams is perfect for?
Ooh, at least for me, depending. Oh, it's also dependent on your CPI, but for me, I use a little bit higher CPI. I like for CS:GO, myself personally, Warzone, and then for high CPI, like even more than I do now, I like League of Legends. So why I like higher CPI in League of Legends is like Faker uses like 3K CPI on his. And other people have kind of like imitated him. Afro did it too, but it's hard. I can't do 3K. I'm at like 1.5 to like 1.8 right now.
Got it. For a quick question in chat, can you guys answer what's the weight of your current mouse that you're using right this second? And while they're doing that, Brian, someone was asking, like, for older, like, I want to see your guys' answer. And hello to everyone who's just joining the chat. I think we just put out a tweet about some of the giveaways that we're doing during the stream for different mice. So that's very great to see you all in here. This is Brian Liu, product manager lead for mice, the mice category at Steelseries. So we're checking out everyone's weight in chat. A lot of sub 80 grams. A lot of people with lightweight mice in here. But Brian, one of the questions someone had in chat regarding like a lightweight wireless Sensei 10 or reiterating a product that already exists and making it lighter and possibly lightweight. And you take even like the Aerox, it's the same shape as the Rival 3, for example. So like what goes into, say, if we wanted to make a wireless lightweight quote unquote Sensei 10 or 710, like is it as simple as, oh, we just drill some holes in it? Like what actually goes into that?
Yeah, a lot actually goes into it. So a couple of things that go into that, right? So let's talk about like materials. You have to have like a solid rigidity of like the base itself, so you have to have strong plastic. But also when you have all those holes, it's less consistent and less strong than like a solid body shape. So a lot of mechanical engineering goes into that to do, we're not making just one product, we're making like 500,000 at a time. So we have to make sure every time it comes out of this tooling shell, it's perfect for you and there's no plastic bits popping off. Like it's gonna be perfect the day you have it to like the last day you have it. With that, we also want to give you like the ability to glide smoothly, and that's about the balance of the internal components inside too. So like the majority of the weight is the battery, so you have to get like the perfect battery placement inside the mouse. It could be a little forward, a little ahead, but once you get that right, it feels like amazing in your hand. And that's like the general gist of what happens. There's a lot of like engineering behind it. But side thing too, with the Aerox, another thing we added on there is like the waterproof and dust resistant rating as well. So we had to take consideration, well, there's holes in it, we want people to feel safe about using it. So how do we get the emotional connection of whenever I use this, it's gonna be okay for me. But yeah.
That's the first time I've ever heard you mention that, the emotional connectedness of that.
Same.
So that I say that like in a serious way because I actually love the way that you put that. So people look at the Aerox and the first thing they think about holy mice is the first thing I thought was that looks like a cheese grater. It's going to also, thank you, anonymous user, for gifting what looks like 10 gifted subs to the chat. Just as a reminder, 100% of revenue profit from all of our streams goes to a different charity every month. This month, it's the Thurgood Marshall College Fund. Thank you guys so much for contributing and being a part of that. We really appreciate you. It's never expected, always appreciated.
And Tibron, thank you so much for the Prime sub. And I don't want to miss anybody. Kawaii, thank you. Kawaii Foxita, hi, one of our sponsored streamers. Thank you so much for the sub. And Klexos, thank you for the 5,000 bits. Dr. Uzi, thank you so much for the raid. Random Glitch Gaming, thank you for the bits. And JD, one and only, thank you guys so much for the bits. And Becky Collins, thank you for the bits. Oh, we missed so many.
Aiden, thank you for the Prime sub. Yes. Duga Flukes, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Hell yeah.
That mouse looks super sexy, just saying. Thank you, Duke. We've got the man here.
Yes, we got the guy here. Yeah, like the first thing people thought, or what I thought when I saw a lightweight mouse, like our Aerox, by the way, just the Aerox 3 wireless in all of its glory right here. The first thing you think when you see these holes in a mouse, okay, it looks like a cheese grater. It's gonna get a bunch of skin particles in my hand. It's gonna tear up my hand. Sweat's gonna get in it. My baseline question is, how do we make something like this water resistant, which this is IP 52, IP 54 grade water resistant? How do we ensure that people have a good experience with a mouse like this so that they don't have to worry about those things that you might typically worry about with a holy mouse?
Sure. So a couple things that we did do is like the left and right click are actually waterproof themselves. So the design is unique where if you press down, it protects it from dust and water. So it has like a little cavity, and then when you press down, nothing else can get into the mechanics of that as well. And then with the PCB, like everything else inside of it, we spray it with like a protective coating. And sure, that's cool and all, but what we do after that is basically we run it through tests. We have like a whole bunch of wires shooting at it at different angles, guys with like water guns just going at it, and basically say, hey, after this, it's good to go. We're good. And like you said, like what happens if we get like grime, like skin or anything like that on there? It's super easy to clean. Like personally, the way I like to clean my Aeroxes is use like a pipe cleaner, like clean the holes and use like a air dust compressor and just spray it out.
Oh, I know we're gonna end up using that clip on social because
Yeah, right?
that's like I'd never heard of using a pipe cleaner for it, and that's a little.
Yeah.
I'm like disappointed in myself and you for not telling me that earlier.
I want videos of all these field tests.
Yeah, I know. I want
Super
I want
soakers.
yeah, I want Brian Liu sitting at his couch behind you, cleaning out his mouse with a pipe cleaner. When you're thinking about innovation in the space and specifically doing something quote unquote new and or better than what's currently in the market, where does that start for you? And more generally, do you have inspiration sources that you regularly pull from? Or when you're thinking about something new in the mouse market specifically, like what's that process like for you from start to ideation to finish? If there is one, it might just be completely random, but would love to hear that from you.
Yeah. So usually what I do is like when you're trying to make something for the market or like a design, you're always trying to solve a problem, right? And the best way to figure out what the problem is start using the product yourself and like put yourself into a person's shoes. So what I usually do is I pretend I'm someone like, hey, I'm a guy Nick, I work in finance, I'm 28, like I'm ready to play games, like work 9 to 5, I use a different mouse, but at home I have like a different mouse for all my friends that we play like CS:GO or like Valorant with. What's his like journey over there? Because he's using a mouse 9 to 5, 8 hours, home 4 hours, that's 12 hours. How's he gonna feel ergonomically with his hand, right? And then other things with that, like the parts of inspiration that I pull from other places, because you never want to bounce ideas off by yourself, is the product team that we have here is phenomenal. Talk to them all the time. But a huge thing, I hope like people don't like try to find me on here, but like I'm always on mouse reviews and see what people are talking about because they have their issues. I want to know what those issues are. They have ideas. I want to know what those ideas are and try to merge them to what's like the next great thing I can work on and like provide to the people.
Got it. So truly looking at literal and lifetime community feedback.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like, sometimes people have issues like, oh man, I wish this mouse had this. I wish it had that. Like, wouldn't it be cool if Steelseries made this? Like, well, maybe I will now. Yeah, do that.
Right. Because I think that's something people Conrad, I think that's something people undervalue about giving suggestions is they don't actually realize or know that, hey, those suggestions that you give or that you tweet at us or that you leave in the subreddit or in the Discord of r/mouse reviews, whatever it is, or the SteelSeries stuff, we look at those suggestions all the time. And sometimes they're suggestions that we've maybe seen a million times, and sometimes they're brand new, and a product person like Brian sees that suggestion and that might spark something. So basically just telling all of you, if you have ideas, like let us steal them from you.
Yeah.
Let us take credit for them.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's been actually other times where like people actually found me on Discord and like they'll private message me and we'll talk about like mice or like mouse pads for like 30 minutes for an hour. I think that's pretty cool too. Yeah.
Dang. Good.
Pretty cool.
And with specifically, I want to talk about how we work with pro players in development of products, because I think that's kind of I don't know what the appropriate way to say this is, but like a back alley type of interaction that people think of. Like they don't actually know what goes into getting pro players involved with iterating on products themselves. And obviously mice are, probably safe to say the most personal product that someone has that they need to feel extremely attached to. And that's why a lot of times you'll see pro players sponsored by a brand and they'll have all peripherals of that one brand, but their mouse brand might be different, for example, because they're so married and committed to a specific mouse that they've been using for years and years and years. So what's it like working with pro players, and how do we even approach that to improve our products?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple ways you can do it, right? If we do it at the very beginning, what we do with pro players is basically sit down with them, like, imagine what's your perfect mouse and how is that designed? And a lot of it is, again, it's about like the ergonomic design of it, right? And how they feel, how they want to use it, how long do they want to use it for as well. And basically what happens is we sit down, clay models, and they just mold it out. We have different models as well on the side to give them like inspiration, and then they just sit down with the clay model and like mold it. If you're a little further into the development cycle itself, then you have like a couple ideas of what you want to present to them, and you give it to the pro players, like, give me your feedback, honest feedback, and what needs to change, what's perfect, what's wrong, and how can we improve on that. And it's an ever evolving communication, like partnership with us and them to see what can we do better to them, for them, but also, inspiring competitive players as well, and what can we provide to them too.
Got it. That sounded like a great answer, a canned answer, but it was a great answer. Like one that you've rehearsed many times as if you knew that question was coming or something.
I saw your eyes darting reading the.
Yeah, I got whiteboards everywhere for all the answers.
Yeah, Brian was practicing in front of his mirror last night for all the questions that might come in. He was totally prepared for this. He's got the script off camera, the teleprompter. Kristen, were there any other questions before we get into like purely chat questions from our questions?
I'm looking at chat questions. Yeah, I'm looking at chat questions right now, just trying to find ones that are related to what we're saying right now with our questions. Where do you get inspiration for the design? Like, do you look at they're using examples like, do you look at architecture, do you look at cars, do you look at other competitors? Like, what's that process like?
It's a little bit of everything. You just kind of, at least I try to find things I'm really interested online about. So a couple things would be like rock climbing shoes and the curvatures they have depending on like what kind of grade of boulders that you want to climb, right? Cars like Porsches and things like that, specifically like motorcycles that are very. So personally for me, I like designs that have a lot of curvatures and like smooth angles, and a lot of motorcycles have that, and that's why I drive design from too. And obviously we have different designs within our mice portfolio. We have the Rival line, which is heavy RGB and a more like minimalistic look, and then you have the Aerox design, which is a lot more flashy. So that as well, I take from like social media and like kind of like Nike by You and like the aesthetic designs they have, like, let's make this yours, and how do we make it yours with like vibrant colors. So a little bit of everything would be my answer for that.
Yeah, let's move to the chat questions. I'm sure chat is excited for you to answer some of those. But before we do, we tweeted out that we are doing a giveaway today on stream, and I see people asking about it. So I'm gonna start the giveaway right now.
Let's go.
I know, I'm so excited because we're doing a little bit of nostalgia today. We're giving a little bit of nostalgia away. If you've been in the previous streams, we've been giving away some old school Steelseries products, and I'm gonna start the giveaway now. So just exclamation point ticket to enter the giveaway, and we're going to answer these chat questions, and then after that we'll announce what we're giving away. We'll show off what we're giving away, and we got a couple more surprises for for Brian. Oh, and T1 in chat is saying, "Oh no, you don't." Mr. Tino himself. Oh, and chat's popping off. Amazing. Yeah, let's get into these questions. If you could have, they might not be mouse questions, Brian, just letting you know to prepare yourself. If you could have any useless superpower, what would it be?
Ooh, that's a really good one. Perfect toast. That would be amazing. We just get like perfect toast every day.
Perfect
useless
what?
for everyone else. Perfect toast. Like you get out like the toaster, and like the side of the toast is like perfectly brown. Oh my god.
I
With
thought you
some
said
eggs,
perfect
like
toes.
oh,
Like on her feet.
okay.
People in chat are giving you props because that's a great superpower. The
That
perfect
is
perfect
great.
toast every single time. I had toast
Yeah.
last night, and I wish I would have had that superpower at the time because it turned out a little not toasted appropriately. So that's a great one. Here's one of the questions in chat. How long from the ideation of a mouse on paper, and like could even get into like the clay modeling of a mouse, does it take from ideation of what you know a mouse is going to look like to that mouse being in someone's hands after they purchased it?
Ooh,
Like
that's a really good
average, go
question.
average. Yeah.
Yeah. Average would be 17 months.
That is oddly
Yeah,
specific.
17
Why
months.
17? Why 17
Why not
specifically?
16 or
Yeah, that is
18?
very odd. That why
17
not
months.
18 for a year and a half? Like, why 17?
So we Jesus, we have a process, right? And like it's the development cycle from ideation, and we have like different stages. And with that takes about like if it's a brand new idea and like we never worked on it, we need to have extra time to like figure out how to do things, right? That takes about 14 months, and then that 14th month is boom. We have it. We're gonna ship it to the warehouses to get like filled in so people can buy it. And within that 14th month to the 17th month, it is going on a boat, like a massive boat to like America, Europe, like Asia, and then there it goes into a cargo trucks and then go into the warehouse, and after that it gets distributed to like Amazon and all these other companies as well. So within it being like ready to launch and then actually getting be launched is about 3 months, because we also want time for like reviewers and other people to check it out too. But 17 months, maybe like a couple days and a few minutes, but yeah.
I mean, that
Thanks
was
for
just
the specifics.
yeah, way more specific than I thought you were going to get with that question. So I really appreciate it because I had no idea, to be
Me
completely
neither.
honest.
I saw
What's
something in chat. It's not a question, but I want to know your reaction to it. Someone, when you mentioned the games that you play, someone said you look like you would main Teemo, and I want to know how you feel about that statement.
I have like 4 skins, so yes.
For Teemo?
He's my favorite top. Yeah.
Oh, there
So
you
Blitz
go.
for
Well, Chat
support
was
and Teemo
right.
for top. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Never
I didn't know
mind.
if you would see it as an insult or something like that.
No, he's cool. He's cool.
Chat thought.
yeah.
He looks like a guy like
Chat-
mains Teemo. Yeah, that's the type of guy.
Exactly. Has a Timo coffee mug. Question from chat. It was asked a couple different ways. Have you yourself / would you ever design and release, if we could, a super conceptual, like weirdly but great ergonomic mouse, like weird looking, completely new, there's nothing like it? Like, have we ever done anything like that that's even gotten to like a 3D model form? And is that something that is even worth our time or your time to explore, or are things like that just not worth it for the things you need to be spending time on? But like a really out there mouse that no one's ever seen or designed that is just a little bit crazy.
A little crazy. So I'll take it from the last question and I'll work from like to the first question that you asked. Yeah, it's really cool. I think like different ergonomic designs, especially like non-traditionally what we see on the market, especially for me coming from like an ergonomic background from other companies I worked with, is something I'm really passionate about and want to focus on too. Whether we're actually working on one or not, I have to say no comment. So yeah, thank you for that.
Next.
Yeah,
Okay, well, next question, I guess. Your preference, wired or wireless, and also, do you think a mouse bungee is necessary? Hot debate in the mouse community about mouse bungees.
Yeah. So for me, I use both actually. I use wired and wireless. So depending if I am gaming, I prefer wired. If I'm working, I use wireless. Because more often than not, I pick up a mouse and I just hold it to my chest and I'm just scrolling through documents, things like that. So that's what I usually do. But for gaming, I want it like locked down on my desk. And for mouse bungee, I think it's dependent on how you actually move the mouse itself. If you're moving it a lot, low CPI, you probably don't want the cord actually missing your movement. But if you're using a high CPI, you probably don't need a bungee cord to actually hold it up for you, because you're using less movement to actually go back and forth.
Okay,
Oh.
understood. Now, I
Yeah.
don't want us to go over or miss what you just did with putting the mouse in a Pledge Allegiance stationary position. I think I've seen you do this before at the office, just so you can see. Do you have a
Yeah.
wireless mouse on you that you can do this? Because I think this is something that I've never seen anyone actually do before. I would just
Yeah.
love to, like,
Well,
what do you
because
mean you put it on your chest when you're going through stuff? Why is that a
because I used to work in legal stuff, right? And I had like 100, 200 plus documents, like page documents I have to read through, and like here I have to go through like a whole bunch of paperwork too. So instead of be like, I like designing stuff, but paperwork, I mean, yeah, all right. So like I just kind of roll back and just like look at the pages and say, okay, that's cool, that's cool, and then I'm done. That's what I usually do.
Got it. Jeez.
Yeah.
Here's a question. A few people have asked different variations of it, but when a mouse is in testing stage, or even upon release, and people in the community see an issue with that mouse, what happens after that? After feedback is gotten from the community, there's some sort of issue. Like, what does it take from a product design standpoint for us to say, hey, this only happened to a few, or hey, we need to iterate on this product and maybe change something about it? Like, what goes into improving a mouse that already exists based on community feedback?
So what usually happens is like right from the get-go when the product launches on the market, like the mouse, and then like months afterwards, we're scouring like mouse reviews, we're looking at Amazon reviews, we're looking at like customer support tickets, like customer experience team talking to us as well, and then we find out, okay, what is actually going on with the product itself. Let's say people are saying, oh, like the box is damaged or one of the mouse feet is kind of scuffed up. We say, okay, it happened once. How many more times do we see it? And even if we only see it once, we basically talk to the team internally and say, let's double check this. We didn't see this in development, but let's double check this. And then that kind of goes into forming the ideas like, okay, it's because if it's a quality issue, we're gonna do like an instant change automatically, right? And if it's like a update, it's like people saying like, hey, like I would love this feature, or it would be cool if this mouse was like a little bit bigger. Then we say, you know what? That's a really good idea. Let's test this. Let's validate it. Let's see what other people are talking about, and let's develop it ourselves. So that's kind of like the process. But like I said, from ideation all the way to the next step is like 14 to 17 months. So
Right.
ideas that you talk about now, just because you don't see them within like 1 to 2 months, doesn't mean you're not heard. Like, check around, see what we're doing, and most likely we hear you loud and clear.
Got it. Understood. Great answer. Are paracords and like what we came out with on Aerox, are those essentially like necessity moving forward, and are those baseline for any and all mice compared to rubber cables? And it has I don't want to call it a trend necessarily, but because of the lack of friction that they have, and this is a chat question someone asked, are paracords basically a must moving forward? Not to shoot, I have no idea, like not to shoot ourselves in the foot if we come out with one that isn't paracord in the future, but like in your opinion, are paracords basically necessity moving forward?
Yes and no. I think majority yes, but there's always going to be certain products and certain people that like different cables, right? Like rubber cables, a lot of people prefer that. But for me personally, yes, just because of the flexibility and what it provides to the product, you just don't feel the cable more often like a thick cable, like a braided cable or like a rubber cable. So for me personally, yeah, it's a trend I really like. I've seen it for like the last like 3 years, and I'm happy that other companies, including us, that are seeing it and adopting that change as well.
I have one. What is your favorite kind of pasta? Very important for our product manager to answer.
What's that? Fettuccine Alfredo with buttered shrimp.
Buttered shrimp.
Man, coming in with the specifics.
The cholesterol, the man.
My guy's showing his receipts. Damn.
Yeah, I eat like once a week if I make that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good.
Nice. We had a little issue with the giveaway, so if you have already entered, try to enter again, !ticket, !ticket to enter our giveaway. We'll be doing a little nostalgia giveaway in a few. but still answering the questions from chat. Brian, I just want to say thanks. Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate this.
No problem. No problem.
Oh,
Anytime.
Thanks. Tomorrow we're gonna do it again. Tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes before we ever ask you out here again, right?
Yeah.
Something that was asked is, how do you as the mouse guy, quote unquote, how do you work with other people internally at Steelseries? How are you working with the software team? How are you working with marketing? Like, what goes into how you work with other teams besides the literal work that you put into the product itself?
I think it's really basic for me. It's just open communication. What I basically do is I have like all our business channels, right, that we use, and then I also have Discord open, and then some people even have like my personal number, and I get like notifications. So if they have like anything they want to talk about, they can ask me about it. The thing about like product manager is everyone assumes that we know everything, but we only know everything if everyone talks to us and we consolidate information. So I just try to be open communications and talk. Yeah, it's easy for me.
Well, good. Yeah, on the topic of software, do you prefer RGB and a very lit up Christmas tree looking mouse, or do you like no lights on your mouse, no BS, nothing but just your hand, a beautiful mouse, beautiful feeling, no lights? What are your thoughts on basically mice and I'll call it a trend, the trend of mice getting more and more RGB heavy?
So I like RGB, but only when it's done right. Right? Like the Rival 3 does it really well, and we have a few other things coming out that are even better than what we did with the Rival 3. So instead of like heavy RGB, I like crisp RGB that kind of like stands out of the product itself. But me personally, I like a very minimalistic look of my mouse. So just me, the mouse, and a beautiful feeling, like you said, and no lights on, just the monitor just glowing at me when I'm playing games. That's about it.
Love
Nice.
that. Love that.
And besides mice, what is your favorite Steelseries product? Can't be a mouse.
Probably what I'm wearing right now is the Arctis One Wireless. It is by far my favorite headset. And the funny thing is, I told like the product manager that Brian Fallon, I call him Brian 1, I'm Brian 2, because he started here before me. My friend has the Arctis One Wireless, and I gave him like a bunch of mice that I work on too. And every time I talk to him, say, "Oh man, this Arctis One Wireless is amazing. I wish I had this even earlier." And I asked him, "What about my mice?" Like, yeah, they're cool. Yeah, but this Arctis One Wireless is pretty cool, huh? Yeah. So I'm still trying to work on that train with him. Arctis One. Yeah.
Nice. Has SteelSeries released any optical switched mouse?
Can you repeat that one more time?
Has SteelSeries released any optical switched mouse? If not, do they plan to?
Best answer I can give is not yet, but soon.
Oh, I'm so glad I asked.
Yeah, and
we'll ask again in 17 months.
Yeah, talk to you guys in 17 months when we lay it out for me in as if I'm a child, because I am when it comes to this stuff. What's the difference between optical switches in a mouse and not optical switches, whatever the other most common popular is, and what are the benefits of either? And why should anyone care, for example?
Yeah. So like we'll go to like what the standard is right now on the market is like micromechanical switches, where they're like a little boxes that have the switch inside. And you press down, they go click click, basically, right? The problem with that is they have issues with them because they're all mechanical and they have metal in there, and they're small, so they have like double click issues where you press once and you have like double clicks, or you press down after like a year of use and you can't get any clicks out of it because the pieces are rusted. Optical switches have a longer duration because there's less contact points, so they have a longer life cycle on them. And with ours, soon to be out in less than 17 months, they have ability to be designed in a way that the click is more consistent, click feel. That's why people like mechanical, because it's crisp. It's click, 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 right? But other optical ones are a little spongy. Ours merges both of those happy middle grounds, and it's like instantaneous, but also very crisp as well. So the first click is going to feel phenomenal, and then the very last click is going to feel fantastic as well.
Again, more than I expected to get an answer out of you, and I appreciate it because I'm learning more this stream about mice than I have in my life. So I usually just look at it and say, "Oh, this feels and looks cool. Sure, I'll use it."
How does it feel to be called the mouse guy?
Good question.
How does it feel to be the mouse man?
The mouse man? Feels good. It's like I'm trying to think, has anyone ever called me that? I get the mouse dude a lot. Yeah, I get that a
Mouse
lot.
dude.
Man, it feels good. It feels good. Yeah, the mouse dude. I'm super
And what
happy to
mouse
have
are
this
you
job
using
though.
right
So
now?
yeah. I can't say. So
Oh,
it is,
Ooh.
yeah, it is yeah, it's something we're working on right now that has what we were talking about like literally 1 minute ago. But yeah,
oh,
we'll
exciting.
find that out later.
Tino in chat
Yeah.
saying that was a world premiere, guys.
World premiere.
So here, this is a improvised question, but inspired by someone in chat. Mice that have different removable and modular parts. Is that something
Yeah.
that is even realistic to look at? I remember there was a cell phone concept a few years ago that had like a GoFundMe where there were like 20 different parts to the cell phone based on what you wanted the cell phone to be able to do for you. Is having a mouse like that something that's realistic or possible where you can actually switch and remove parts, kind of like, the weighted mice that, are 600 where you could put different weights in it? Is something like that, but different technological features in a mouse possible / relevant for us?
Oh man, that's crazy. I actually pitched that idea today.
What?
Yeah, I pitched the idea today. So no comment.
Okay, next question.
17 months? 17 months?
Yeah.
We'll see you in 17
Next
months?
question. Maybe you should have told me about that before this. Yeah, come back in 17
Yeah.
months. We'll get back to you guys then.
Yeah.
So, are we doing more of these product manager AMAs in the future? Yes, we still have 2 more in the upcoming weeks after this with our headset guy and our keyboard guy. This is just mouse guy tuning in here. And yeah, I know there are mice that are out there in the market that are quote unquote modular as of now, but I'm talking more gamer specific and something that we would do. Yeah, no comment on any of that. I had no idea.
This is a good one. What is the lightest possible mouse that you think you could make? Like
Like
the
me at
least
home,
amount of
just like
grams
hutch.
would still
Yeah,
function.
you at home. Doesn't have to be mass produced. Just has to work to the extent that you could play a game of League of Legends with it.
Probably like 10 grams, 10, 15 grams.
10?
What?
Yeah. I can probably do that.
It's like this.
Yeah.
Just like one
It's
little.
actually
Is this
it's a
Steelseries small coming in? SMOL Steelseries small coming in. I knew it was going to come up.
It's
With a 10-gram
it's
plant.
a cool story. It's a cool mouse idea too, because way back when I was actually designing mice previously before Steelseries, I was looking at mice that you can design for people with disabilities, and one of them was a mouse that I looked online and they said like, these are the components you need, this is the software you need, this is how you implement everything. And the mouse is basically wired so you put on top of the roof of your mouth, and use your tongue to navigate things around there. So if you're only talking about that piece, it's probably only like 10 to 15 grams. So yes, I can make it light, and you don't even need to use your hands.
That's incredible. That's incredible.
Why does that make me so like emotional and also feel so cool?
I know. It
I hope
reminds me of
I hope
Special
we
Effect.
Yeah, I hope we explore that. Yeah, accessibility, and I had never even thought of how someone with physical disabilities, mental disabilities, whatever it was, would be able to use a mouse, and something like that is pretty incredible to think about. So I mean, thank you for bringing that up. I hope that we explore that in the future. Damn.
Yeah.
I love it. Brian, I wanna pivot and show you some custom mice that we found, and see what your thoughts are on it and what you think. This is the first one. If you follow us on social, we retweet this person so much. It's Koob, you know him, Nacho Customs. He's just like incredible with
The guy's incredible.
He is so incredible. So yeah, just want to get your thoughts on this. If you want to rate it 1 to 10, and what you would do to a mouse for a custom mouse, or if you've ever had a custom mouse.
All right. Chat also
Yeah.
rate this 1 to 10
Yes,
as well.
chat.
We want to see what you guys think about it.
Yeah, actually know this guy. I follow him on Instagram too. I don't know him personally, but like I follow him on Instagram. I really like this mouse a lot. I'm wondering what is happening on the like the bottom side or like the other side with like the left and right button, like the side buttons. But I like this. I would say like 8.5 to like 8. It's
Oh,
very
nice.
clean, it's very crisp, and I like the separation of colors even from like the CPI button too. I like it a lot.
And as
I've
someone
done,
who doesn't know anything about like how a mouse is constructed, I have no idea how someone would go about like making this like after a mouse is produced. So pretty incredible.
carefully.
Carefully.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've tried this myself. Like I've done like spray paints with like galaxy blue and things like that, and to have it this good looking is pretty good.
Yeah, love it. Mouse number 2.
Oh God.
What are your thoughts?
Please rate this mouse.
Thank you in the
Please
brain.
rate this mouse.
Absolute unit 10. I love him.
10 out of 10, perfect. Couldn't get any
Yeah,
better. No
perfect.
improvements needed. Any
Yeah.
complaints about it, you're wrong. 10 out of 10. 100 out of 10, someone in chat. Excellent. Yeah, 14 out of 10, 100%.
Yeah, just
Cool.
a couple more mice here. Cuteness factor 1 to 10. What do you think?
I can't say anything lower than a 10. Maybe like 9.5. Like, geez, that's so
It's a
cute. I
mouse
can't say
holding
anything bad
balloons.
about it.
The little balloons. Look at the little balloons. Come on.
And
Be a monster if I
finally,
say anything lower.
yeah, and finally,
Oh dear God.
No,
I'm
no
sorry.
lie. When I went to Chuck E. Cheese when I was a little kid, I tried to hug that. It's like pure wood and like nails popping out of that thing.
You tried to hug the animatronic?
Yeah, 3. I'll give it a 3.
A
That
3
seems
based
high.
on
Good memories, but
Chuck E.
not
That
a
seems
lot.
high. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Give it a 0. Yeah, don't be afraid. I mean, it sounds like you still have some traumatic issues with this figure in your life. Maybe this is actually why you got into making mice, so that you could, overcome your experience with Chuck E. Cheese. But
Yeah.
God.
One terrible
comment.
experience at the Rat Casino.
The rat casino.
Level 600 boss rat. Oh my God. This is the rat you see in Chicago alleyways, to be honest.
Yeah. The
Jesus.
smallest ones we have there.
Right.
Yep. And Brian, do you know about this mouse? Loading. There we
Oh,
go.
geez, Rebel 300.
Do you remember this
Wow.
mouse?
I remember that mouse. Solid mouse.
Yeah. I think that we're going to do a giveaway right now and give away the Rival 300. This is the Fade Special Edition mouse. So we are closing the giveaway right now. Thanks to everybody who already participated, but it closed and we're time to draw a winner. I'm drawing one. 1 second. I'm sorry. Draw a winner.
Oh, do they need to be in chat?
They do need to be in chat, okay? That's
right.
the one stipulation.
Right.
In
how
chat.
it works. You need to be in chat. If you don't respond within 10, 20 seconds of Khan calling your name, we move on to the next person, regardless of if you come back or send us a DM later or send a clip that, I was in chat. Doesn't matter. If you don't respond right away within the 10 to 20 seconds, you're not getting it.
And guess who did respond? Mag380, who is the winner. Congratulations! You've won the Rival 300 Fade Special Edition mouse. Mods will be reaching out. I love this mouse. I saw it in the office when we went in, Coop, and like the vaporwave aesthetic of this mouse. It was ahead of its time, I'd say. Way ahead of its time, for sure. And
I'm jealous.
Damn. Congratulations.
You don't get one, Brian. You don't get, just because you're the mouse guy, you don't get perks like this, okay?
Brian has to pay full price for every mouse that Steelseries that he uses, breaks, messes with, puts pipe cleaners into.
No free shipping. He has to fly to Asia to pick it up too.
No lie, I used to go into a Steelseries Twitch channel and ask like, hey, how do we get a free mouse, until Khan realized who I was, and she said, no, stop it.
I didn't know who he was. He was like trolling chat for a month. And I was like, who is this guy who keeps bothering us? Oh, it was so good. Our next giveaway, Brian, have you ever seen this mouse in real life?
Yes, I have, and it's also one that I'm not allowed to have apparently. So
Why?
yeah.
What do you mean? Wait, what do you
It's so
wait,
it's so
what?
rare.
What?
It's so rare. Like there's like only a handful that I actually see them like good quality. This is like really good quality right now.
You heard it here,
Yeah.
people. Even the mouse
Yeah.
guy is banned from having this mouse. So very exclusive.
Zamaru in chat saying, I own a box of like 20 of them.
Oh, well.
Oh,
Well,
geez.
bring them to the office.
I'm gonna see 20 Sims mice on eBay later, and then
Oh,
all
speaking
will
of
be.
someone that says, any more special collabs with game developers on making a mouse that might have a dedicated button or features for specific games, like an Apex Legends mouse focused on maybe abilities, for example? So generalizing that question, I think it's probably safe to say that yes, we're always in talks with different developers and partners of ours about collaborative mice. But what about a game? This is interesting. I've never thought about this. A game-specific mouse that has buttons dedicated to specific features for that game. Interesting.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. Thank you for that.
See you in,
Wait
taking
17
notes.
months.
see you in 17 months.
We have already thought of that a couple months ago, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, we
Interesting.
had that idea
Yeah.
first. We definitely had that
Yeah.
idea first.
Yeah. We could delete this, right? So there's no
Yeah.
evidence.
Yeah, no VOD. There will be no VOD.
Alright,
of
cool,
this.
cool.
Don't
All right, cool.
But yeah, let's give away this Sims mouse. Like you said, our mouse guy isn't even able to get his hands on this, so let's give away a winner. Let's pop it on up. 1 second. The winner of the Sims 4 mouse is Neves X. Neves X, are you in chat?
Better be in chat. Better be in chat.
You better be in chat, Neves. Where are you, Neves?
They're here
Neves
in their
X.
subs.
Yes,
Let's
they
go.
are here.
Nice.
Let's go. And you know what? Let's throw in a Sims mouse pad as well. I think we'll throw in a Sims
Ooh.
mouse pad too.
Oh, dang.
The perks. Neves X, the mods will be reaching out to you. Congratulations, you won the exclusive Sims 4 mouse. We no longer produce it, and the Sims 4 mouse pad. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Brian, I think I would like to do something special to end this, and we would like you to select what product we are going to give away as our last prize. So, what is your what is your product of choice? What product do you think that someone in chat should win, and what product is near and dear to your heart?
Let's go with the one that's by far my favorite right now. It's the Sensei 10. Let's go with that
The
one.
Sensei 10. How did I know?
Yeah.
How did I know that this was going to be it? Okay, we're drawing a winner. This is our last giveaway
Sensei 10, folks.
from the man himself, Brian Liu. He says, I want to give
From
away a
Mouse
Sensei
Guy.
10. The winner is Brinesh31. Brinesh31. Are you here?
If you're not in chat, ooh.
Brian's taking it.
Nice.
Brinesh31, are you here?
Oh,
I don't see them.
I'm not seeing it pop up yet. I'm not seeing it pop up
Brinesh,
yet.
there they
They're
are.
here.
They're here.
Nice, nice, nice.
Congratulations.
Let's go, baby. 3 for 3.
Congratulations. You have
People are
won
learning. People
a
are learning.
Sensei 10 mouse, courtesy of Brian Liu himself. Coming out of Brian Liu's paycheck, he will send
What?
it to you.
Coming straight out of Brian's paycheck. He actually had to pay to be on the AMA. He asked us is the thing.
Yeah, you'll see that in
so.
17 months, and we. Congratulations, everybody, to all of our winners. And Brian, I just want to say thank you so much. It has been a pleasure chatting with you about mice innovation and your favorite and what your favorite pasta is and your background. I've just learned so much about you today. I thought I knew everything, but I didn't. Coop, how do you feel?
Yeah, in all honesty, man, like Con and I know you very well offline, and you know you're one of my favorite people at Steelseries. I've said that to everyone that's been on this show with us before, but I'm gonna, I gotta stay consistent and lie to you too. But you're one of my favorite people at Steelseries, and seriously, you're a stand-up guy, and people at Steelseries enjoy working with you, and I know that you actually listen to the community when it comes to products, and you legitimately care, and that's more than a lot of people can say. So seriously, thank you for all that you do. Thank you for coming on and hanging out with us for a couple hours during what I know is a super busy time for you with some of the stuff we have coming out.
Chat saying
But
can't
yeah,
wait for the
just
secret optical mouse.
yeah,
Thank you
right,
for
right,
opening a
right.
can of worms.
Right. But would love to leave it to you to sign off and thank you, chat, obviously, as Brian kind of signs us off here. But thank you, chat, so much. We love hanging out with you guys. We feel really special, Con and I do, when we get to bring someone else in from SteelSeries, and when you guys are like an incredible community for us and with us, and we feel really special that we get to hang out with you guys. So thank you guys for giving us the opportunity to hang out with you in the middle of the day or whatever part of the day it is for you. Brian, what's to come? What are your final words? Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. And yeah, likewise, you and Con are my favorite people at Steelseries. Not any, like, just like some favorite people. You guys are my favorite people. So anyone
Sure.
else at Steelseries, I'm sorry about this, but now you hear about that. And what's to come? Wait a few months and see what's coming out. We have like solid products that are coming out, and I'm pretty excited about it. We're getting back into a couple of scenes that we kind of, stepped away from, but we're coming back strong to them.
Love to hear
Love
it.
it.
Love to hear it. And just final thing, chat. Someone in chat said, "Hey Brian, can you tilt your cam down real quick and
Jesus.
show it show your peripherals."
No, I'm good. I'm good. No comment.
Oh, well, yeah, thank you. Coop said it best. And thanks everybody in chat. Thank you for all of the donos today. So proud of our community, and we appreciate everybody. And I say we do a little raid, huh? Should we do a little raid? Little raidy
Yeah, a little
raid?
raidy raid.
Little raidy raid?
Little
Little
raid.
raidy
Find
raid.
someone to send this awesome community to. Just as a reminder, we try to raid people. Oh, Space Station Gaming in chat, by the way, what up? One of our
Oh,
beautiful partners.
hi
Super excited
faves.
to be able to work with you guys on products and obviously all the cool stuff that you guys coming out as well. We're going to be rating someone as we mention or try to mention our gratitude for the community that you guys have given us as a brand all the time. We also like to share that with other people in the community. So that's why we really enjoy doing raids, hosting people, sending all the love that you guys have in chat, and the positivity and the fun and the snarkiness and the sarcasm and like the appropriate banter that we have. I think our community does it extremely well. Just thank you guys. And when we go and raid people, we love sending that to other channels as well. So go show some love to whoever we're picking. I have no idea.
We chose
but
him.
thank you guys so much for hanging out. Seriously.
Yep, and thank you, Brian, one more time. Someone's asking, are there going to be other AMAs in the future? We have 2 more AMAs scheduled. One with our headset guy, Brian Fallon, and our keyboard guy, Jason Christian. We're super excited for that. But once again, thank you so much, Brian. We love you, and thank you, chat. Let's do this raid, and bye, guys. Thank you so much.